Hey guys, the Chickens here, back today with another home gym video. In today's video, guys, I wanted to talk about my favorite or my best purchase for my home gym so far. So, I've done a few videos recently on, stuff that I don't like or whatever. So I figured we change it up a little bit today and talk about something that has really, I've gotten a good benefit out of, and I'm really glad that I purchased. So, in my setup, if you guys can't tell, I've got, as I hit my hand off the ceiling, I've got a pretty low ceiling space to work with. It's only roughly 72 inches up into the floor joist, so it doesn't leave me with a lot of room other than what I can physically stand in, right? And I think a lot of you out there, if you're doing a basement home gym, you probably have the same issue. So the best thing that I did was this squat rack, in my opinion. And I get questions about this all the time. I have made a few videos on it, how the setup works and everything like that. But this is actually a squat stand with the HR2 attachment from Rogue behind it, and it stands at a total of 70 inches. So it gives me a little bit of clearance still from that ceiling, not by much, but just enough. And I really like it. I don't have any problems with it. I mean, obviously a full 90-inch rack with like a pull-up bar attachment and all that stuff would be, probably more ideal, but you can work around all that little stuff. This has been great. I really like the openness of having a half rack. I like having the plate storage right there, so it's very easy to put the plates straight on the bar. Sure, you could get a standalone plate storage, but I don't know. I always find, especially in a home gym, going back and forth to throw weights back on and off is kind of a pain. And especially here where you're tripping over stuff, you don't want to do that. So just being able to throw the plates straight on is nice. And I've never felt unsafe in it. I've never felt it being shaky. My one complaint is that the cross member, the bar that I have, I'll just show you over here. The bar that I have right here, I don't really like where it is. It kind of sits like directly at my eye level. So when I'm doing squats, I like to just, I like to look at myself in the mirror, and that's just kind of how I line up everything. And it does kind of throw me off sometimes. Like I'll get set up, and it's like I'm looking directly into that bar. It's kind of weird, but I mean, you get used to it after working out with it for a little bit. So it's not the end of the world, but yeah, other than that, I really like the openness of having a half rack. In the past, I've used full-on squat racks, and it, with the full cage setup. I never liked squatting inside of a cage. It just, I don't know. I had it happen a few times. It was probably just a thing of me not being used to it, right? But I've had it happen a few times where I go to unrack and then I hit the post, and then it kind of, it ruins your whole set, kind of. It feels like it just kind of throws you off. So having this, ability to be open when I'm squatting in such a, in a fairly small footprint, and obviously a small space overall, I find that that's a really nice benefit to have. And my preference is just half racks in general. But in terms of accessories and stuff, there's basically nothing that I can't I don't really feel limited in any way using this half rack setup. I've had a dip bar attachment for it. I've had I've done rack pulls off of it. The one thing I don't really mess around with too much is I don't really adjust the safety bars that often. This would be the same for any rack system though, so it's not exclusive to what I'm using here, but they're so heavy I find them a pain to move around. So I like that I have the dedicated bench and the dedicated rack as well. Looking back on it, I probably wouldn't have gotten the bench, because obviously I could fit a bench inside my squat rack, because I need to get an adjustable bench, or at least a standalone one for my dumbbells anyways, so probably doesn't make sense. I still don't know where I'm going to put that or how I'm going to set that up. I just don't like, the whole idea is you want to make everything easier, right? That's what we try to do when we build the home gym. So moving stuff around gets annoying, and it's just one of those things that you don't like to do over time. So if you can avoid doing that, then obviously that's more ideal. But I love that bench as a bench, and I love this rack for squatting in. So it works out, and I've never had a problem with dropping the weights on it where it shifts or it moves a lot. It's pretty well, for the most part, never really moved on me at all. If you guys see, I do have those lights very close to the actual rack. Clear some of those cobwebs off. It's getting dirty down here. So yeah, I mean, not a lot of clearance, but it works. It gets the job done, and I've enjoyed using it. So, yeah. I do have the pinpipe safeties for it as well. I've never actually used those for anything. I mean, technically you could. People ask me this question too, can you bench inside this cage? So this space right here, it's 17 inches, okay? So, I mean, yeah, technically you could bench inside of that, but then you wouldn't be able to use the outside to have plate storage on. So, I don't know. It kind of depends on what you want to do. I mean, if I was to use it for benching, I would have no problem with benching outside on the safeties. I think that would be more ideal. I mean, I guess the benefit of using going on the inside and using the pipes is that it's easier to move around, and you can get it. It's got the west side hole spacing of the 1 inches here, so I mean, you could, get it to exactly where you want it. That's another thing that it's a nice feature, but I don't actually use it because I haven't removed the spotter arm. So little things like that seem nice when you're purchasing it that you don't actually use. I don't know. Maybe it'll be helpful to you guys, but that I would say was my best purchase for the home gym because it just works. It just works. The space works. The size works. I can throw the accessories on it for my workouts. It's perfect. And I like the the deadlift platform that I have going out from it too. It just, yeah, and it wasn't that expensive. I think it was like $800 at the time, all in for the rack, like without the spotter arms and stuff. I think it was like $4 something for the rack, and then $2 or $3 for the HR2 thing. So it works, man. It works. So yeah, I wanted to share something positive because I felt like my last few videos have been kind of negative. Like, don't get me wrong, I do love the home gym stuff. It's just people seem to like those videos more when it's like I made a mistake or this was a really bad purchase, and but it's definitely helpful too because you don't want to go and spend $2,000 on something that ends up not not being good or whatever. That's kind of one of the problems with a home gym and buying stuff like this that's very expensive, and it's you're using it all the time. You want to make sure it's the right thing, and you can't really test it out first, right? So you go on YouTube and you watch videos. At least that's what I do. That's why I kind of got into this too, but yeah, I would say that is my best purchase so far. I really like it, and after 3 years or however long it's been at this point, I have had basically zero issues with it. I mean, you can see there's some scratches on the spotter arms here, but I think that's pretty much inevitable. I mean, if all of my gym equipment was totally pristine after 3 years, I would be like, what am I doing here? Am I actually using this stuff, or am I just cleaning it all day? You know what I mean? So, I mean, some scratches, some bumps, and whatever are going to happen, but overall, it's just as good as the day I bought it for what I need it for. So, I hope that helps you guys out. You guys let me know in the comments what your best purchase you would say for your home gym is. Definitely interested to hear that. If it's a barbell, if it's your weight plates, or something small. I've talked about before having a little TV in the room. I felt like it was a great purchase. It just makes it a more fun space to be in. But you guys let me know. Let me know that down below in the comments. As always, thank you so much for watching. That is going to wrap it up for the video today. Make sure to leave a like if you found it interesting, entertaining, or informative. Catch the next one, guys. Check it out.